G. Yeah, because you have, I mean, logistics, yeah, it's fine. G, inshallah. Barakallahu feek. Of course, inshallah. Of course. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Sorry for, yeah. Alhamdulillah. You know, wallahi, even if it's one student, I would still teach. You know, it doesn't, it's not about how many people are coming. It's about who's benefiting, inshallah. So this is a Hajj and Umrah guide that we're just going to go through. It's a compilation by many scholars, inshallah. This is the ayat. Al-Hajj ashhuru ma'lumat. فَمَنْ فَرَضَ فِيهِنَّ الْحَجَّ فَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا جِدَالَ فِي الْحَجِّ. No, talking about like haram things, no cursing, no arguing in Hajj. وَمَا تَفْعَلُوا مِنْ خَيْرٍ يَعْلَمْهُ اللَّهُ. Whatever you do from goodness, Allah knows. وَتَزَوَّدُوا فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الزَّادِ تَقْوَى. Prepare for Hajj, and the best thing you can prepare with is taqwa. وَاتَّقُونِ يَا أُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. Okay. This is just the introduction. Okay. Bismillah. This is just talking about the Kaaba. Inna awwala bayti wudi'a lin-nas. We all know the first house, Allah's house, is the Kaaba. The 5 pillars, one of them is Hajj. Okay, so we don't need to go through this. Etiquette of the Hajj journey. Ihram. Okay. Ihram is the first of the rites of Hajj and Umrah. You have to be in the state of Ihram. You cannot just wear the towels and just go. You have to make intention. You have to say, Labbaik Allahumma Umrah. And you're doing tamattu', right? Labbaik Allahumma Umrah when you go, right? We'll go over the order, inshallah. The intention, niyyah, to enter the state of consecration for Hajj or Umrah. The time for performance of Umrah is any time throughout the year. But for Hajj, it's during the Hajj months, okay? So basically, if you go for Hajj now, you do Umrah, that's fine. The Umrah for Hajj, you can even do it now. From Shawwal, from Dhul Qa'dah, and the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, this whole time, you could be in Ihram state waiting for Hajj. Okay? You know, people back then, they would travel from very far, so they would wear Ihram from long distance. But it's encouraged, don't do it too close. Do it right before, so that you're not in the state of Ihram, because then life becomes very hard. Labbaik for Umrah, if he intends only for Umrah. The duties of Hajj and Umrah begin with Ihram at the miqat. Okay, it begins from miqat. We all know this. When someone intends Hajj or Umrah, reaches the miqat on land or car, he should make ghusl before it, and then use any scent. Rub like oil on his hands, not on the clothes, on his hands and face and hair is fine. But there is no sin if he does not bathe. But it's recommended. You should bathe. No, so look, if I took perfume and I sprayed on my skin, good. Before intention of Ihram. But if I take and I sprayed on the Ihram itself, the clothing, that's not allowed. So if I sprayed on my skin, for example, if I take, it's fine. It's fine. You can smell good. I know some people, they wear strong oud, mashallah, the whole Hajj, they smell good. The strong oud, it lasts maybe 1 week, 2 weeks. So it's not about smelling good, it's about applying the scent on your clothes. We should all smell good, of course. Yeah. There is no sin upon him if he does not. Also, when you be careful when you use soap, unscented soap. Don't use scented soap. Because sometimes you don't know, mistakenly they put scented soap. People, they don't know. Yeah, in Ihram. Yeah. Use regular soap. Okay? You can, Amazon unscented soap, because sometimes it might be hard to find there. Huh? Walmart, yeah, perfectly, yeah. Because otherwise, then you're not going to be able to shampoo or do these things. You want to be able to, if you have that soap, the unscented one, you could do everything.
Yeah.
You could do everything. Then he wears 2 clean white ihram garments, one wrapped around his waist and the other over his shoulders. There is no particular dress for a woman. Woman, she wears whatever, as long as she's covering awrah. Like how a lady's supposed to wear hijab, she wears the abaya, proper shalwar kameez, whatever they do. Proper shalwar kameez. Sometimes shalwar kameez, it might be a little bit too extra, so it has to be careful. Makes the intention of ihram. We all know this, labbaik Allahumma umrah first, and then labbaik Allahumma hajja. Okay? وَيَسِّرْهَا لِي, and make it easy for me. وَتَقَبَّلْهَا مِنِّي, and accept it from me. it is allowable for the pilgrim to put his ihram at home in his own country. You wear from home, you go on the plane, you arrive there, that's fine also. Sometimes people do that because they want to wear it properly at home with ease, so they don't wear it in the bathroom of the airport or wherever they are. It's difficult. Sometimes if you just wear it from the home, it's the easiest. Then you're no problems at all. You're going Medina first too, Mecca first. Yeah, so then you could probably do it from home or Seattle. Washington. So you're going to wear Washington? Okay, see, yeah. So from Washington, yeah, exactly, yeah. And then recite the talbiyah in a loud voice and womanly, quietly. لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. So the whole trip you're just saying لبيك 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 to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Trim the nails and mustache, remove underarm and pubic hair. Akramakumullah wa azzakum. Trimming all of the unnecessary things, taking care of one's cleanliness, washing the entire body, but there is no blame. It's not wajib. You should do it. Ji. Your nails and everything won't grow back that quickly. But, if it does, then you can do it then too, yeah. The aforementioned is from the sunnah and applies to both men and women. The man removes all of his stitched clothing, the ihram. The woman removes her fitted face mask or niqab. She can cover her face from non-mahram men by letting down a part of her head cover, khimar, over it. They have it for ladies that wear niqab. Usually our women, they don't wear niqab, so. There is no problem if the cloth touches her face. After bathing, the man perfumes his body, but not his ihram. The woman uses only a faint scent that will not be noticeable, meaning she cannot be putting so much perfume, but she could use enough to not smell bad. That's basically it. But she should not be putting so much that the whole time people are looking and smelling her. Because for a man, he gets attracted by the smell if he smells something good from a lady. It'll cause him to put attention on her. Upon completion of that mentioned above, the pilgrim makes the intention to complete the Hajj or Umrah. He says this out loud, also with the niyyah in the heart. The words of talbiyah, we know it. When to recite during Umrah, from the moment of Ihram until beginning of Tawaf. Okay? During Hajj, from the moment of Ihram until the stoning of the large pillar on the morning of Eid, on the 10th day. Is that my phone? Yeah. Yes. Go ahead. No, it's not a phone call. It's an alarm. G. Yeah. Well, no. Then that's not my phone. It's someone else's. Oh, it's my iPad. No, you started from the time of Ihram. Until the 10th morning until the stoning of the shaitan, the pillar. Yeah. G. Okay. The miqat for ihram, okay, for Medina, it's going to be Dhul Hulayfa. They have a masjid, it's called Masjid Miqat, okay? But from Jeddah, this is where people enter, I think. Right? No. There's Juhfa, there's Qar al-Manazil, there's Yalamlam, and then there is that U'ir. Okay, these are all 5 ihram. The miqat, they'll tell you when the miqat is coming. For Mecca, for Medina, it's easy. Masjid miqat. You're going to stop there. Okay. Concerning miqats, the Prophet ﷺ, he said they are for those who come from them and those from beyond them who intend Hajj and Umrah. You see, these are the 5 different miqats. Some even say 6. Okay. So residents of Mecca assume ihram for Hajj from Mecca itself, but for Umrah they must go to an area outside the borders of Haram, the nearest of which is Tan'im. Those who live inside the miqat area, Jeddah, this, that, they assume ihram from their homes. For them, their place of residence is miqat. So if you're there, you're not going to have to go outside after Umrah and go outside and come back. No, you just do intention of Hajj. When you go into ihram, these are the things you cannot do. Removing hair or cutting nails. Okay. However, if some hair falls out unintentionally by taking shower or something, it's fine. perfume or scent on the body or clothing. What remains on the body from before ihram is excused, but scent and clothing must be washed out. You cannot wear scented clothing. Okay. Hunting land animals or cooperation in that is not allowed, not permissible. Obviously, we're not going to hunt. Back then, they needed to. Cutting or uprooting any trees or green plants within Makkah Haram is not allowed. This also applies to all Muslims, irrespective of ihram. Meaning, muhrim and not muhrim, he still cannot cut the trees of the Haram, the Makkah city area. Okay. Picking up anything dropped or lost in Makkah by anyone unless to assist in finding the owner. Again, this applies to everyone. Of course, don't pick up lost items that's not yours. Marrying or sending a proposal, mashallah, or arranging a marriage for oneself is not allowed according to Shafi madhab. Hanafi madhab, it's allowed. Maybe it's good. He comes for Hajj, he gets accepted Hajj and he gets accepted wife too. So inshallah, two khayr in one, two birds, one stone. So this is not true. This part is not true for Hanafis. Okay, the Prophet ﷺ, he did nikah with one of his wives in I think it was Maymuna, I believe, in the time when he was in Hajj or Umrah. A woman during ihram is not permitted to wear gloves or niqab. Okay, she's not allowed to cover her face. If you cover your face or you cover your head for a short period of time, you have to give sadaqah. Sadaqah means it's like few dollars. Okay? If you do it for a very long time, for most of the day or most of the night, then you have to give dam. Then you have to give dam. Okay? Sadaqah? There's poor people everywhere. It's so easy to find. In Makkah, it's everywhere. There's a lot. They'll be waiting for Hujjaj actually. You'll see they're sitting on the streets all the time. Yeah, so many, subhanAllah. A man in ihram is not permitted to cover his head with the ihram, of course. If he should do so having forgotten, he should remove it as soon as he is aware, and no ransom is required for him. If you do a short while and you forget, no ransom, no dam, but you have to give sadaqah, few dollars. Okay? No, I believe they have an amount. It's like $2-3. Like I said, you can give $5 or something. It's going to cover it and more, inshallah. The man is also not allowed to wear garments stitched to the body. We know this. While in ihram, you could do this. You could wear headphones, you could wear a watch, you could wear a ring, you could wear these types of shoes, right? These sandals. You could wear, I don't know what this is. Umbrella, yes. Oh yeah, umbrella, glasses. These are things people, they think they cannot wear in ihram. You can wear all of these things in ihram. Belt. Yeah. Yeah. It cannot be closed in. You cannot wear shoes. Everything it's not about the stitching, it's about something that wraps around you. Yeah. No. So one advice I will give you, whatever sandals you choose to wear them before. Don't say, I'm going to wear new sandals, because... Yeah. Yeah. Wallahi, I'm not sure. You went to the one the other Sheikh did, Sheikh Ahmed? Yesterday? Yeah. You went there? What did he say about the shoes? He didn't say anything? Okay, wallahi, I'm not sure. I mean, I never wear those types of sandals. I wear normal ones. The ones that don't wrap around. I think it's better to be safe across all the different opinions, If there's different opinions, always take the safest route. Okay, khalas, yeah. So but also don't wear new sandals. Wear something that your feet are used to, because then you might go there and it might be hard, So get used to the sandal before you actually wear it for Hajj, because Hajj you have to walk 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 steps. Also, I recommend from now start walking every day. Start walking every day so that your body gets used to it, because wallahi, it's a lot. Even for me, I'm young. It's hard. You get tired. Your feet are just walking constantly, day and night for several days. It becomes too much. You can carry baggage, mattress, or on his head. Some ladies you'll see they put the things on their head, the water. You could bandage a wound. Somebody asked me, can I put alcohol? Can I put alcohol on my wound? Or if I have insulin? Of course, This is medical reason, and if you put alcohol after, it's fine. You can bandage a wound, put alcohol. These things are all permissible. Some people might have some doubt. You can change your garment. You can change ihram to ihram. You don't have to wear the same one. You can change the towels. You can wash your head and body. You can take shower. You can do ghusl. Actually, ghusl on Arafah day is sunnah. Ghusl on Arafah is sunnah. So they have in Arafah they have shower heads. They have shower heads. So if you find one, then you could then take shower. I used to do it because if wallahi, like after day 9 where you go from subhanallah Mina the whole day, and and then the whole night, and then in the morning you wake up, you want to feel fresh in Arafah, take a shower. It's nice, especially if it's cold water. Oh, it's gonna feel good. Yeah. Usually it's hot though because of. Additionally, if a man covers his head with a cap or cloth and out of forgetfulness, it's fine. There's no diya on him. Okay. So there's 3 types of Hajj. We're going to talk about tamattu only. Umrah first, then Hajj. Okay? One assumes ihram for Umrah during Hajj months. Then he says, Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, with release until Hajj after completing Tawaf and all its restriction and sa'i of Umrah, cutting the hair. He basically does Umrah and then he starts his Hajj. Okay? On the 8th, he assumes ihram again for Hajj from his place of residence, his hotel room or wherever he's staying. Sets out to complete the Hajj rites. Okay? He is required to offer a sacrifice of a sheep or goat, or even 7 people may share in a camel or cow. If he cannot do so, then he must fast 3 days during Hajj and 7 days when he returns home. You're going to do it, so you're going to pay for the animal. Share, you can share also. Yeah. But if you're going to go with 2 people, then just do individual. It's fine. That's for tamattu'. See, look. Tamattu'. Ihram from miqat, tawaf of umrah, sa'i for umrah, cutting, shaving hair, you're out of ihram. You could do everything out of ihram, meaning that if akramakumullah, if you want to sleep with your wife or any of those things that is allowed, cutting nails, all of these things, it's allowed for you now. And then completely release from ihram and then assume ihram again, and then you go for Hajj, and then that's pretty much it. A description of Umrah. Yeah. Yeah. No. You make, because you're in Makkah now. You're in Makkah. So you just make ihram for where you are. Okay. Tawaf of Umrah. Okay. You all know this. It's good to cover again. Bathe immediately, then go straight to Masjid al-Haram, which is situated. If you go, you'll get in your hotel room. They're going to put you in the hotel room. Or if you go right away, you're going to go in your hotel room, take out your bags, take a shower, clean up a little bit, and then go for tawaf. He enters Masjid al-Haram with his right foot saying, أعوذ بالله العظيم وبوجهه الكريم وسلطانه القديم. You asked me this, right? You asked me this dua? Yeah. من الشيطان الرجيم اللهم افتح لي أبواب رحمتك. Right? This supplication is what is said upon entering any masjid. He then heads towards the honored Kaaba to begin tawaf. It is from the sunnah to bare his right shoulder, but look, when you first see tawaf, you should make dua. Everything that you have in your heart, just make dua. The first time you see Kaaba, your dua is accepted. Your dua is accepted when you first see the Kaaba, so you should take a time to just pause and make dua. Don't just rush to tawaf, make dua first. And make dua obviously in tawaf. But when you first see it, you should start to make dua. The man is supposed to uncover his right arm, right shoulder. It's called ittiba'. This is done by passing the upper ihram wrapper under the right armpit. Just wrapping over like this. Only for tawaf. Not for everything else, only for tawaf. All 7. All 7. The ramal, which is like the speed walking, that's only for the first 3. That's if you have space. But otherwise, just walk normally. Because you don't want to step on people. Then he does 7 circuits, starting at Hajar al-Aswad. Okay? It is sunnah to kiss the Hajar al-Aswad if he's able to reach it without harming. If he cannot do it without harming someone or striking someone, then he just points at it and says, Allahu Akbar. And that's it. It is not, of course, it's not permissible to push anybody. People push in tawaf a lot, so be careful. Because you might trip. If someone pushes you too hard, you might trip on something, so be careful where you're walking, how you're walking. Because some people, they die because of this, Because you might fall and you might get trampled on. People might walk and step all over you, and then khalas. Like, who's going to help you up if it's that crowded? If there's people pushing, nobody's going to stop the whole 10, 15, 20,000 people in that small area, more actually, maybe 50, 60,000, and just say, wait, stop, let's pick him up. People are going to stomp on you. This happens. So be careful. When you pass Ruknul Yamani, the Yemeni corner, this is the direction of Yemen, okay? He touches it with his hand, if he can do so easily. He should not kiss or wipe his hand over it. It's contrary to the Sunnah. He should, without pointing to it, you should not point to it. You should, if you're close to it, then you just put your hand on it. It's the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. And between Ruknul Yamani and Hajar al-Aswad, Ruknul Yamani is right here. Hajar al-Aswad is here. So this area, you say, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Right? And then you do this 7 times. 7 times. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And your tawaf is complete. Now let me tell you something funny. When my dad and me and my mom, we went for Umrah first time, my dad is a simple man. He doesn't know fiqh and these different things. My mom, before us, she went for many hajj, many umrah. So she knew. Me and my dad, many days, we would go together to masjid, the Kaaba, and my mom wouldn't come with us. She would go separately. And so, or at different times. So my dad and me, we would come back and go, we did 5 tawaf. We did 4 tawaf. We did 6 tawaf. My mom was like, subhanAllah, how are they doing 5, 6 tawaf, And then when she went with us, she realized that when me and my dad, when we were doing tawaf, we would count 1 round as 1 tawaf. So the whole time we never did any tawaf, because to do 1, you have to do 7. So we did many tawaf but never complete. So 7 tawaf is 1. Even when you're outside of Umrah, it's the ibadah is you do tawaf 7 times. You have to do 7 times. There's no such thing as 1, 2 round, 5 round, 6 round. It has to be 7 every time. Beginning at Hajar al-Aswad and ending at Hajar al-Aswad. Sometimes people do, they'll try to take a shortcut. They start Hajar al-Aswad on the 7th one. Before ending at Hajar al-Aswad, they're like, let's go to Sa'i. Then they don't end at the Hajar al-Aswad. Then your tawaf is not complete. You have to cross it and then go back. Or go around and then make it to Sa'i. But don't cut it short and not make it to Hajar al-Aswad. You have to make it to Hajar al-Aswad. Sometimes that might mean that you go another extra round just to get to Sa'i. You see? Yeah.
The bottom area, there you see the black stone.
Yeah.
But
they show you the light, green light. If green light, that's where it is. Yeah. Every floor has green light.
I'm not sure that I told my wife and she that I will go bottom.
No. Wallah, even myself, I don't go on the bottom one. It's too much. Pushing here. Non-mahram here. You're touching non-mahram. It doesn't feel good. It's longer. One time I went on the top floor. Oh, wallahi, it felt like I was running miles. It's so long, huge. Second floor is better. If you have shoes, khas, like only for walking in haram, maybe use that too. But make sure it's not the same one you wear on the street, like a separate one, that might be easier for your feet too.
In the tawaf, you do not wear the shoes.
Yeah, you should not wear shoes. But I mean saying, like if you have something like that you don't wear out, it's clean, yani tahir, then if you want to wear it to make it easier for your feet. Because walking on tile, it becomes very hard. And if someone asks you, like, no, this is tahir, this is clean. Yeah. No, it can be clean too. It can be clean, yeah. Yeah.
Before, in the 80s, 70s, we have Makkah al-Haram.
Dirt.
One white, one black. The
Kham?
and the floor of the Haram.
Yeah, the floor, yeah.
The floor,
It was white and black?
one white.
Oh, one black. Oh, subhanAllah.
If you sit in the black, you're gonna
Burn your feet.
you're gonna burn.
Because black attracts heat.
Only long time ago, not now.
Yeah, not anymore. Now it's all, even has AC, like it's cool. You step on it, it's cool. See, look, Yemeni corner is right here, okay? Hajar al-Aswad is right here. This is door of Kaaba, okay? This area right here, between Hajar al-Aswad and Kaaba, is called, what is it called? This area. Between Hajar al-Aswad and Kaaba, this area, what is it called? No, Multazam. multazam. You make dua here. Dua here is accepted. If you cannot stand close, obviously, then go far, far, far. Find the area right where Hajj al-Aswad is, far, far, and stand there and make dua. The best thing is to come close, maybe a different time, and just come and make dua here. And grab the Kaaba and just make dua. They'll let you sometimes, if it's not too crowded. If it's too hard, don't do it.
Everybody has a stick.
No, well, when I went for Umrah, I stood here and made dua. It was fine. This is Maqam Ibrahim. Maqam Ibrahim, you'll see the footprint of Ibrahim alayhi salam when building the Kaaba. You're supposed to pray 2 rak'ah nafil after tawaf over here, in this direction. It doesn't have to be close by. One time, me and my dad and my mom, we prayed here. And then the guard came, he pushed me and my dad. We broke our salah. My mom, she's very strict. She's like, no, I'm finishing my salah. So he was trying to push her. My dad said, hey, stop. You know, he came in between the guard. And the guard grabbed my dad's hand and he was taking him to the jail. He was taking my dad to the jail. Yeah, so they're very serious. If you don't listen to them, they make it a big deal. And so somebody stopped him, so alhamdulillah. This is Hijr, this Hijr Ismail. This is inside Kaaba. If you pray in here, you basically prayed inside the Kaaba. Okay? But if you do tawaf inside through here, it does not count. You have to go tawaf outside of it. See how the red line is outside? You can pray in here and you get the ajr of being inside Kaaba, but that does not mean your tawaf will count. So you have to go around it. You see? Things that you should not do. Walking inside the hijab. See, like I said, this actually invalidates tawaf. You're not supposed to do that because then you go inside the Kaaba. Touching and wiping the hands over all the corners of Kaaba, this is not true. This is not true. MashaAllah, the people, they love saying everything is bid'ah, bid'ah, bid'ah. You're not touching the Kaaba because of the Kaaba. You're touching it because you're crying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this bid'ah thing, ignore it. I don't 100% disagree with this. The pushing and crowding of men and women, this should be avoided. I agree. Of course, you can't be touching women, this, that. If it happens, it's not your fault, you know. Covering his right shoulder after tawaf. Okay. Pray 2 rak'ah behind Maqam Ibrahim if it's easy. Otherwise, pray in any part of the masjid. It's fine. But the sunnah is you pray Surah Al-Kafirun first rak'ah and Surah Al-Ikhlas second rak'ah. Remember we covered in the tafsir class? These surahs, they're connected. They're called bara'atan. One of them tells you what we don't worship. The second one tells you who we are worshipping. You see? Surah Al-Kafirun, Surah Al-Ikhlas. The Prophet ﷺ always put these 2 surahs together. After tawaf, then he begins Safa Marwa. Inna as-Safa wal-Marwata min sha'airillah. Then he stands on as-Safa facing the Kaaba, facing the Qibla. He says, La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulk wa lahul hamd. وهو على كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده أنجز وعده ونصر عبده وهزم الأحزاب وحده. Dua is all online. You could use your phone. Okay, you could use your phones. Then he repeats this 3 times, and then he descends from Safa, and then he goes to Marwa, makes any dua that comes to mind, his family, Muslims in general. Make dua list. Yes.
So you say 3 times, you pray 3 times, then you start walking, or you do walk?
No, 3 times before walking. Yeah, 3 times before walking. Yeah. See, the thing is, this is from Sunnah. It does not mean if you don't do it, you don't get accepted. Sometimes personally, because I've done, alhamdulillah, Umrah, Hajj many times. So like, if I used to go for Umrah in off season, I would take all the time in the world. But if it's Hajj, I would just, Inna as-Safa wal-Marwata min sha'airillah, make the dua once and leave. Because it's too much. Crowds are coming, and you're tired too. You just came from a long flight, you just did tawaf. So for you to do every detail, sometimes might not be the best thing. Sometimes it might be better for you to save and preserve your energy so that you, imagine in tawaf, you do all the du'as, long du'as. Then you're going to be tired when you go to Safa Marwa. Or if you do all your du'as in the first Safa, and then you're going to be tired in Marwa, Safa, Marwa. So balance. You have lots of du'as, separate them, so then you have little bit, each time you're stopping, so that you follow the sunnah. He then descends from As-Safa towards Marwa, making any dua, and then during the green lights, the green marker, men should run, but not women. After, then they should walk again normally. Okay. Again, if you're afraid that you're going to lose your family, lose your wife, don't run too fast. Run just like shwaya, just to keep her in your eyes. Sometimes maybe looking back, see if she's still there, and waiting on the side, slowing down even more so that she can catch up. Same thing, every time you stop at Safa Marwa, face the Kaaba and make dua, the same one. Okay, and he does this 7 times, and he finishes at Marwa. Okay, there is no blame upon him for completing the sa'i on wheelchair. If you are tired and you know you cannot walk, get a wheelchair. Pay someone, they'll take you on the wheelchair. Myself, when I used to take groups, sometimes there would be elderly people in the Umrah Hajj group, and I would hold the wheelchair for them. They would rent a wheelchair, it's very cheap, and then I would push for them. And I get ajr, and then they also get, the ability to do it. You don't have to be standing and walking if it's too hard. You can take wheelchair. Right? Some people, they have many levels. They have bottom floor, regular floor, and top floor too. There's people there. You just pay them. They'll do it for you. It's in all floors. Actually. All floors. They have they have Safa and Marwa, and in between they have 2 rows. This is wheelchair row. Yeah. A woman who has menstrual or long as it's shorter. It's like, I don't know the distance, but it's long. It's long. Yeah. No. It's like the back of the parking lot of the masjid until road, kind of like that. Yeah. It's not that long. It's not. Yeah. Everyone does it. People, many very very old do it as well. A woman who has hayd, she's in her period. She could do her sa'i, but she cannot do tawaf because the area of sa'i is not part of Masjid al-Haram. But Ibn Taymiyyah and even Hanafi Mazhab, they say that she can do it and then just gives them. She can do it and then gives them. Because think about it. If someone comes and then all of a sudden only Allah knows, He is the one who created her like this. If she gets her period in the days of Hajj, what is she going to do? Miss Hajj? Wait till next year? No. Do tawaf, give them. Ibn Taymiyyah, he just says, do tawaf, that's it. You don't even have to worry about it. The other ones, they say, wait, just do sa'i, wait, do tawaf after your period is done. But sometimes the period might be finished and then they have to travel too. So in that case, do the tawaf and give them. That's the best thing. Among the common errors committed, running of women, they should not do this. After completion of sa'i, the man shaves or shortens his hair. When shortening the hair, some of it should be cut from every part of the head, not just one part. Shafi'i Mazhab says even one hair, that's it. But you should cut from all over, or if you're going to go bald, you're going to go bald. You don't. You could just go bald again. If you want to do a little bit and then go completely bald for Hajj, you could do that. But if you want to go bald and then do another clean shave again, that's fine too. It's up to you. It's not like the woman cuts the hair, cuts from the length of her hair what is equal to the width of a finger, not a whole finger. This part, the unmula it's called. This little bit right here, like it's like what, half an inch, just that much, from like the ends of her hair. Just cut it. The woman cuts with the rule, and then this, khalas, Umrah is complete. What I would do usually, if when I used to go with my mom, for example, I don't trust anybody to cut me bald. So I would go to the shop, they would make me bald, and then I would go home, and then just take a scissor my mom would grab, and then just cut it for them. Because they're not going to go to a barber shop. You're going to go, yeah. Yes, you could do it yourself too, but it's better to have, if you're just going to do it, might as well just go there and let them do it. If you want to do it yourself and you're good with it, khalas, it's up to you.
Now we have a machine. Do you bought and they take your skin?
No. They're pretty good at it. They're pretty good at it. They shave bald heads all day long. They're good at it. I mean, sometimes people have pimples or some dots here and there, and that's going to bleed, of course. Even if you do it yourself, it's going to bleed. Sa'i begins at Safa, ends at Marwa. See, this is... This? This one? This is Mount Safa. This is the Mount of Safa. Safa used to be a huge mountain, but then they put it down, and then they made it like shiny. I don't know what they put on it or something. So you can walk on it and stuff like that. This is Safa. You see? Yeah. And that side is Marwa. So it's like this. Safa to Marwa, Safa to Marwa, Safa to Marwa, like that. It's 2 rows. Like, imagine the men's side is Safa, In between is wheelchair area. When you go all the way around, then that side is Marwa. So Safa, Marwa, Safa, Marwa, Safa, Marwa. Yeah. I mean, the mount is Safa, that's Marwa, but anyway, like Safa, Marwa, it's like that. Yeah. A description of Hajj. Now we're going to go to Hajj. Okay, this is where people get really confused. Hajj begins with the day of Tarwiyah, which is that with which day? Eighth day. Okay. Before noon, this day, the pilgrim of Tamattu assumes ihram for Hajj in the morning. Okay, ihram in the morning. Before doing so, he does what he does in Umrah, bathing, using sand, making intention for ihram wherever he is staying or residing. Ghusl, yes, ghusl too, of course. Ghusl, even putting perfume and oud and whatever perfume we want, put that as well. On you, not the clothes. Pilgrims in this, 2 rakat sunnah as well, yes. Everything you did for Umrah, same thing. All sit out for Mina before noon, okay? Then there they pray Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. Each prayer is done at the proper time, not Jama'. You don't do Asr, Dhuhr, Asr together, Maghrib, Isha together. Dhuhr separate, Asr separate, Maghrib separate, Isha separate. The 4 rakat. No. You have to do Dhuhr separate, Asr separate, Maghrib separate, Isha separate. Only on... do whatever the Imam is doing. Do whatever the Imam is doing. But when it comes to, what you should do in Mina, do lots of adhkar, read Quran, do ibadat. Don't just sit there and just drink chai and talk to people. That's what they love doing, chit-chatting. I know some, a lot of Hufaz, what they do khatama of Quran in Hajj. 5 juz 8, 5 juz 9, 5 juz 10, 5 juz 11, 5 juz 12, 5 juz 13, khalas. Finish whole Quran. Do whatever you could do adhkar, do Quran. Don't just sit there and talk. If you want to talk, that's fine. It's not, talking is also ibadah if you're trying to get to know the people. You should know the people of Hajj around you.
Can I take the Quran?
Yeah, of course. Yes, yeah, of course. They spend the eve of the 9th. I used to take my books that I would study, so you can, yeah. They spend the eve of the 9th on Dhul Hijjah and Mina and pray Fajr there, okay? Meaning, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, Fajr, Mina. Number 9 day starts, okay? Anyone staying in Mina before the day of Tarwiyah assumes ihram there on the morning of that day. For example, someone who works in Hajj, and he's working, fixing the tents of Mina, he just makes intention from Mina. You're not going to have to worry about that. You're going to be in your hotels or wherever you are. Okay? It's sunnah to spend the day in Mina. So, don't leave Mina. Just stay in Mina. Okay? Pray the Fajr of the 9th in Mina, and then wait until the sun rises. When the sun rises, after sunrise, the pilgrims move on to Arafah. You'll see everyone getting up. Your whole group is going to Arafah. Follow them, go with them, calmly, quietly, praising Allah, reciting Quran, labbaik, Allahumma labbaik. Distance? It's, I'm not sure the distance, but it's pretty far. Yeah, transportation. Walking, don't walk. It's too much. I remember one Hajj, I went on a bus. One Hajj, I went on the train. So it depends. Whatever group you're going with, just follow them wherever they're taking you. Don't separate from your wife. Do not separate from family because they'll end up on one side, you'll end up one side. It'll become very hard. So stick with them, even if they tell you, no, I need to stay with her. Especially repeating the talbiyah often, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah. Staying at Arafah is among the pillars. You miss Arafah, you miss Hajj. You miss Arafah, Al-Hajj Arafah. Okay? Without Hajj, Hajj is invalid. No, before that, way before that. It's not that far. You're gonna leave to Arafah at sunrise. You'll get there in 30 minutes, 1 hour. It's not that far. It's not that. Yeah, it's all very close. Yes, basically, yeah. Yeah, you have a tent. You have tents everywhere. The thing is, if you get delayed, it's only because of traffic. It's not because of distance. Without distance, you could be there so fast. With distance, you can be there fast. It's the issue of traffic. Sometimes you'll be stuck. The bus is stuck. It's not moving. So you have to be lots of sabr. Multiple pilgrims. Everyone is going for Arafah. At this time, the whole Arafah, everyone is going. This is the most busy day. On that day, Allah boasts of them to His angels. He says, the Prophet ﷺ, there is no day on which Allah frees as many of His servants from the fire as on the day of Arafah. Arafah is a very special day. Indeed, he draws near and then boasts of them to the angels and says, what do they want? We ask of Allah His favor and kindness. Ask anything, Allah will accept inshallah on the day of Arafah. It is a sunnah to stop at Namira. Don't worry about Masjid Nabira, okay, to do the khutbah, dhuhr, asr together with the imam. Do it with your tent. Don't worry about going there. Whatever your imam says, whatever your group is doing, do that. If possible. Otherwise, he should enter Arafah and be sure that he is inside the border. You have to be inside Arafah. Your group is going to be inside the border. Just make sure. Numerous road signs and posters showing the inside. You'll see Arafah inside, Arafah inside. You'll be inside the Arafah. The entire plain of Arafah is standing place. Anywhere in the whole area of Arafah, you make dua. Okay? He should make dua, talbiyah, asking Allah for forgiveness, doing lots of tawbah as well, turning back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything that you want to change in your life, this is the time to make the intention. I know lots of people that when they go to Arafah, this is when their lives change. This is where they completely change their lives. At noontime, the Imam delivers khutbah to his people, and then they pray dhuhr or asr together. One adhan, two iqamah. As the Prophet ﷺ did, no other prayer is performed before or afterwards. Pilgrims must be careful on this blessed day to avoid committing any sin which could cause them to lose some of the great reward of this noble day and sacred place. Okay? And then after sunset, where does he go? Muzdalifah. Okay? Common errors, sitting outside Arafah and remaining there until sunsets. Okay, you have to be in Arafah. Leaving before the setting of the sun. This is not permissible, as this is contrary to the Prophet ﷺ's sunnah. Again, your hajj will still be valid if you do that. But wait till sunset and then go. Okay, but don't pray Maghrib there. Pray Maghrib in Muzdalifah with Isha together. Crowding and pushing in order to climb on Arafah. This is not allowed. Facing the mount. I don't agree with this. It doesn't matter. You're supposed to face the Qibla, of course. After the sun has set on the 9th day of Dhul Hijjah, the pilgrims of caravans begin moving with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala towards Al-Mash'ar al-Haram and Muzdalifah. Pray Maghrib, Isha together, shortened, meaning 2 rak'ah Isha. One adhan, 2 iqamas as soon as they arrive, or I think 1 iqamah, they say some other Hanafi mazhab. Then they spend the night there, remembering Allah, praising and thanking Him for His favor. Even if you stop in Muzdalifah for a short time and you leave, if your group says, we're going to stop Muzdalifah, that's it, a little bit, pray, and leave, you could do that also, okay?
If you can stay out,
There's no tents. It's all open. So sometimes if it's cold, it's going to be cold. Yeah, this is not even about just you having a problem, even in general. Yeah, if there's an opinion, Maliki mazhab, you just, as soon as you go into Muzdalifah, you pray the salah and you leave, khalas. You met the wajib, that's it. Mina. Ji. Jamarat is after. We'll cover that right now, I was going to say. Where'd it go? Pick up pebbles for stoning, collect extra. You're going to need, just in case you might drop a few or something like that. The sunnah is to spend the night in Muzdalifah and pray Fajr there. It's sunnah that you pray Fajr there. It's not wajib. It's sunnah to pray Fajr there. If it's too cold, you're seeing it's hard, this, that, you can leave, okay? But do whatever the group is doing. Let's always go with the jama'ah. You'll stay safe and you'll stay with your group.
that time we are in
Your ihram still.
Ihram.
Yeah, you're still in ihram.
If it is cold, you can extra things you can wear.
You can wear blanket, yeah. Yeah, you can wear one extra. Huh? It's not cold to you, it's going to be very hot. Very hot. Yeah. Over there right now, it's hot. It's permissible for women to leave for Mina after midnight. See, you can leave after midnight, or even Malik, just a little bit you spend time and then you can leave. But you can leave also after midnight, okay? Even in Hanafi mazhab. After the pilgrim performs the Fajr prayer, it is desirable for him to stand at Mash'ar al-Haram, face the Qibla and make dua. Then he should leave before sunrise. Not after, but before sunrise. On the 8th day he left at noon. 9th day he left after sunrise to Arafah. Then the 10th day he leaves before sunrise, while it's still dark. You see? On the way to Mina, he picks up 7 pebbles, slightly larger than a pea for a rami of Jamratul Aqaba, the biggest pillar. The rest of the pillars are for rami, are taken from Mina. The pilgrims then continue towards Mina while reciting Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik until the end of it. When they reach Mina, they go immediately to the Jamrat al-Aqaba. This is after sunrise, you see, which is the one nearest to Mecca. Then he or she stops reciting Talbiyah, throws 7 pebbles, and each time he says Allahu Akbar, and then he slaughters the animal, okay, and then he shaves his head, and then he is out of ihram, except he cannot, akramakumullah, sleep with his wife.
Sacrifice animal before you shave it. So we don't know what that.
So you could shave your head before. Don't worry, you could shave your head before. See, look. However, if they are done in any other order, it is acceptable. You see this? Yeah, you could do this in any order. So I personally, I would shave my head before waiting for the animal sacrifice, because you never know when you're going to get the confirmation, when it happens, how it happens. So just shave your head.
Once you do okay, do a awkward.
G. Yeah. Well, once you shave the head, yeah, you're out of ihram. Once you shave the head. This is the day of sacrifice and also the first day of the blessed Eid al-Adha. This is, so some people, you know what they do? They do everything super quick, super fast, and then they go to Eid Salah. It's too hard. Makkah, yeah. It's too hard, because most of the people praying Eid Salah are not they're not the Hujjaj. They're the local people, you know? Because people of Hajj, they're doing Jamratul Aqaba, this, that. The people that go for Eid Salah, they're going for Eid Salah. Eid Salah is not, you don't have to pray Eid Salah. When you're Haji, you don't have to pray Eid Salah. You don't have Eid Salah. But if you pray, you pray. This is the day. No, all of it is in Masjid al-Haram. Yeah. This is the day of sacrifice, Yom al-Nahr, okay? And Eid al-Adha. So everyone here is going to be doing Eid al-Adha, and you're going to be shaving your head and throwing the stones. Yeah. Every part of the earth, everyone's doing it. Okay, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, wa lillahil hamd. The belief of some that they're actually stoning shaitan, which leads them to angrily curse. So the story behind this is that shaitan came to do waswasa to Ibrahim alayhi salam, don't slaughter your son. Then they threw rocks at him. He came again, threw rocks at him. He kept throwing rocks at him until khalas, he left. Right? So we're following the sunnah of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Right? Throwing large stones, sandals, pieces of wood, is not allowed. Pushing or fighting, wallahi, sometimes you might be careful. If you go too close to it, somebody might throw a rock at you. Because some people might not throw it far enough. One time someone threw a rock at me, that's why I was like, do it. You have to do it from the corner or from somewhere safe, because you might get hit. No, you should hit the wall. You should hit the wall. Yeah, it hits the wall. Yeah.
Inside the wall.
Yeah, inside the wall.
Deep space.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't have to hit direct, but it's going to end up hitting the wall. Yeah. Just say Allahu Akbar each time you do it. Throwing all of the pebbles at once. It doesn't count as 7, it counts as 1. So you have to throw 1 individually. Allahu Akbar. Not 7 all at once, you take 7 rocks and you throw it. If you, one by one for all of Jamarat. So for each day, I do it all at once. Yeah. This is for people who are sick, who are old. If you can go every day, go every day. It's not going to hurt you. It's only like 40, 50-minute walk. You're going to be sitting in Mina all day long. What are you going to do? It's not hard to do. Yeah.
So you wanted, I know that our thing will be far.
So if you want to do all of them at once, do it all of it at once. It's going to take an hour-ish. Yeah. It's pretty far. I'm not
But
No. You have to go walking. Yeah. So this is where this might be coming in handy. Do all of it at once. Go on number day 11. Just do all of it at once. Khalas. You don't have to do it again. See? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's not going to force you. Yeah, you could tell him. Nobody's going to force you to do anything. You could tell him, of course. You should. Pushing or fighting, of course. Throwing all the pebbles at once. When you do all of these things, these 3 things, jamarat, shaving the head, and the slaughter, then you're partially out of ihram. Meaning you can wear normal clothes, put perfume on, smell good, look good, wear a thobe. You'll see people wearing thobes at this time, but you cannot sleep with your spouse. This is not an issue for most people. Only for new wed couples, this sometimes they need to be told this. She is then freed from all the restrictions of ihram except marital intercourse. Upon reaching Mina on the morning of Eid day, hasten to stone Jamratul Aqaba with 7 pebbles. During the following 3 days, Ayyamut Tashriq, okay? You stop at the 3 pillars after Dhuhr Adhan. You could do from before too, okay? It's a weaker opinion, but you could do it. Shaykh Abdul Fattah, as I mentioned one time, he was doing it, and then somebody said, wow, I didn't know you take a weak opinion. Then he said, I am a weak servant of Allah, I take weak opinion. So it's to take a minority opinion for Hajj, it's fine because it's so hard already. So Aqaba, the big one, the medium one, and then the small one, right? They're all very close to each other, one after the other, one after the other. And then Tawaf al-Ifada, you have to do this. If you don't do this, Hajj is not complete. You have to do Tawaf al-Ifada. After stoning the larger pillar of Eid morning, the pilgrim goes to Mecca to do 7 circuits of Tawaf al-Ifada. Some people, I know what they would do is they would when people are busy with the stoning of the thing and going back to Mina, this, that, they go quickly to do Tawaf and then they get khalas 100% out of Ihram. You see? This is what some people do. But
This is the last.
last pillar, yeah. After that, he does 7 trips of Sa'i if his Hajj is one of Tamattu', okay? If he did not perform Sa'i in Tawaf al-Qudum, in Qiran or Ifrad. After that, he does 7 trips of Sa'i if his Hajj is one of Tamattu'. Tawaf and then Sa'i, okay? Yeah.
The final Tawaf and then
Sa'i, yes.
After Sa'i is done.
It's done, yes. It is permissible to delay Tawaf al-Ifada even past the days of Mina. You could do it on day 15, 14, 15, 16. Some even say one time in your whole life, it's fine. But do it in the days of Hajj, okay? And go when you know that there's no people. I mean, there's going to be people. It's going to be so crowded. It's going to be hard. I'm not going to pretend it's easy. It's going to be hard. So, after this, khalas, you are completely free from restriction of ihram, out of ihram completely. At this point, we feel so much sukoon. It's like, alhamdulillah, khalas, Hajj is done. And then you'll see everyone is like celebrating and congratulating each other. These days begin with Eve, Ayyam al-Tashriq, okay? This is 11, 12, 13. Where is this Mina? Okay, and Mina and stoning.
So,
Yeah.
if you finish your Hajj, can you go back to your hotel and do that,
Yes. Yeah, of course. People do that all the time. Yes. After Maghrib. Yes, Maghrib. You have to spend the night there. Okay. After performing Tawaf al-Ifada on the day of sacrifice, the 10th, the pilgrim should return to Mina to spend the nights that precede the 3 days of Tashriq, or at least 2 of the nights, 11, 12. 13 you don't have to. 11, 12 you should stay. For those who plan to leave after 2 days. This is in accordance to وَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ فِي أَيَّامٍ مَعْدُودَاتٍ مَنْ تَعَجَّلَ فِي يَوْمَيْنِ فَلَا إِثْمَ عَلَيْهِ وَمَنْ تَأَخَّرَ فَلَا إِثْمَ عَلَيْهِ لِمَنِ اتَّقَى. You could do 2 days or 3 days. 2 days, I would suggest 3 days. The 3rd day, just enjoy your life. 3 days, you should stone the 3 pillars after the decline of the sun from its meridian on each of the days he is staying in Mina. Allahu Akbar each time, praising Allah all the time, being calm, not pushing people, and you're still in Hajj. You're still Hajj. فَلَا رَفَثْ وَلَا فُسُوقْ وَلَا جِدَالٍ. Right? After Rami, it is a sunnah act for the pilgrim to stand following the stone of each and to make dua. So the first one, you make dua. Second one, you make dua. Third one, no dua. First one, dua. Second one, dua. Third one, no dua. Sometimes they might not let you make dua. They'll be like, yalla yalla haji, harrik ya haji. So you just go with the flow, just go with the flow. However, after the stoning of the large one, he should not stop and supplicate. This is on the day, the first one, okay? However, whoever intends to hasten his departure after 2 days should stone the 3 pillars soon after noon. Then he should leave Mina before sunset. You should leave Mina on the day of the 12th. You should leave Mina before sunset because if you end up staying the night, then you should spend the 3rd night there, okay? And then you're going to have to do 13th. So just when you're done with number 12, khalas, just leave. Some people, they don't have a hotel, so then they just stay. You see, this is where the issue comes. Farewell tawaf. This is tawaful wida' or tawaful sadr. Okay. After leaving Mina, this is different than tawaful ifada. Tawaful wida' means your farewell tawaf. This is your last tawaf before you leave Mecca to go to Medina, or you leave Mecca to go back home. Okay. Having completed everything, Then a person makes a final tawaf, should be the final rite in compliance. Let no one of you leave until his last rite is at the house. Tawaf al-wada is the last requirement of Hajj, which is performed by the pilgrim immediately before traveling, right? No sa'i. Just tawaf. Just tawaf, okay? No one is excused from this except menstruating and menstruating women. Everyone should be doing tawaf al-wada. So pillars of Hajj, ihram. If you don't do ihram, no Hajj. Arafah, if you don't do it, no Hajj. Tawaf al-ifada, you don't do it, no Hajj. Sa'i, you don't do it, no Hajj. The rest of it, if you don't do it, it's dam. Okay? Ihram from miqat. If you don't do it, dam. Arafah until the sun has set. Muzdalifah, Mina on the days of Tashriq. Stoning the pillars of shaitan. Shaving or cutting the hair, the farewell tawaf, tawaf al-wada', these are all wajib. If a person neglects any of this, he must consecrate with a fidya, an animal sacrificed in Makkah. Okay? That's if you miss this. But see, these are the main things. Ihram, Arafah, Tawaf, Sa'i. Ihram, Arafah, Tawaf, Sa'i. These are the four you must do. Rules specific to women, I don't think we need to make mention of that, inshallah. I think we could stop here. Next week, what I'm going to discuss, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala,